Hello everyone, welcome to your weekly forecast for Monday, July 26th through Sunday, August 1st. Okay, there are only a few aspects this week, major aspects, and they're all from planets in Leo, the Sun, Mercury, and Mars. And Jupiter is in retrograde motion, falling back into Aquarius on the 28th. And as that happens, okay, on Thursday, July 29th, Mars in Leo opposes Jupiter in Aquarius. When Jupiter is retrograding back into the previous sign, it starts at 29 degrees. So Mars is leaving Leo and moving into Virgo on the very same day, okay, on the 29th of this aspect. Okay, Mars opposed Jupiter. So these planets are both in 29 degrees, and that's how this opposition happens. So it's Mars opposed Jupiter. Not bad at all. And on Sunday, August 1st, the Sun in Leo conjuncts Mercury in Leo, and also Mercury in Leo opposes Saturn in Aquarius. And that's pretty much it. So, for Aries, on Thursday, July 29th, Mars in Leo in your, let's see here, 5th house, opposes Jupiter transiting in your 11th house of Aquarius. So this is actually a really nice aspect for everybody. You know, it's there, these two planets together mean that a lot of times in opposition, when Jupiter's in opposition on the receiving or sending end, it does make you want to go overboard in some way or other, but Mars involved here gives you the courage to do just that, and sometimes it's considered dumb luck. Okay, so you have Mars in your 5th house of speculation and gambling and, you know, taking a chance and risks and stuff like that. It's also the house of romance and fun, creativity, sports, games, whatever. Having Jupiter in your 11th house of your friends and acquaintances, where you would normally go to hang out, any kind of organization that you belong to, but it's your like most sociable house. So you may take some kind of chance at this time on, let's say, like a group of people. Either you are joining them or supporting them in some way or other, or there is something that is possibly going on with your group of friends that is a little bit of a risk or something like that, but you may join in with them to do something that maybe you wouldn't have done on your own. And the 11th house is also the house of dreams, hopes, and wishes. And having Mars in your 5th house of speculation, and you can speculate even on yourself. You don't just have to gamble like at a casino or on the lottery or something. You can take a gamble or a risk on yourself, and you can even take that risk on romance or a creative project or something or other, okay? So on this day, if I were you, I would play the lottery, or I would take some kind of, make an effort in some way or other to do something a little bit risky. It's considered risky for you, you know, what you would consider risky. But it could be, again, like taking a risk on yourself. So you could put yourself out there somewhere. And, you know, just... I don't know. I believe that whatever you're trying to achieve from this kind of move is something that will be like successful. Okay, on Sunday, August 1st, the Sun in Leo in your 5th house conjuncts Mercury also in your 5th house of Leo. And on the same day, though, Mercury here in Leo, okay, opposes Saturn in your 11th house of Aquarius. So you have a lot going on here in your 5th and your 11th house. Okay, so we're back to romance and fun and creativity. Even children is your 5th house, but it's the house of fun and gambling. Okay, and your 11th house is like your most sociable house. It's social media. It's where you would go to normally hang out. So maybe there's something going on there right now. You know, the Sun conjunct Mercury is like really some kind of communication or a travel thing. Maybe you are going away for the weekend or attending some kind of like semi-local event, or could even be an outdoor show, concert, something like that, or going to a park, a national park, or whatever. You know, something like that could be in the works. And I would have to say maybe at the last minute, since this is involving your friends, with this Mercury opposed Saturn in your 11th house of friends. Just having Saturn here right now kind of has at least one friend in your group that puts a damper on everything, or it's just someone that rubs you the wrong way. You don't get along with them. They block you in some way or other. They try to block your efforts to do anything, it seems. So maybe that person wasn't planning on going, but now they are. So something like that may happen on this day. Like everything's going the way it was supposed to go, and then all of a sudden something happens with one of your friends. And it's like, I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's just that it changes your plans, because more than likely there's someone going or doing something or other, one of your friends, that you don't care for, that you hadn't signed on for, okay? For Taurus, on Thursday, July 29th, Mars in Leo in your 4th house opposes Jupiter transiting in your 10th house of Aquarius. So this is a really, really nice aspect. It's kind of accidentally doing the right thing, dumb luck kind of thing, taking a bit of a chance or a risk on something. Having Mars in your 4th house of your home life, your family, your personal life, directly across from Jupiter in your 10th house of your career, where now that Jupiter has moved back here, a lot more will be going on in this area. Let's put it that way. Jupiter moved just for a few months into Pisces, so if you were eyeing a promotion or even a completely different job or a new position or anything as far as your career goes and as far as your public life goes, okay? It was kind of on the back burner, but now that Jupiter has moved back in this area, it's right out there again. So maybe there is something going on where, let's say in your personal life, that you either, I don't want to say broadcast or let it be known to the public, or let it to be known if it's in regards to your career, your employer, that you know there's something that maybe your family does that's very special, or there's something about your background or your childhood, or something or other that you bring to the table as far as what kind of attributes you have that make you the best candidate for whatever position you're after. So at other times maybe you wouldn't point things like this out, but on this day you might do just that, just do something like that. And if you don't work at all, this is still your public life, how you're known by reputation and how people speak about you and view you publicly. So having Jupiter here means, you know, it's really good. You're getting good press, you know, you're getting good feedback just based on your life, you know, your personality, your home life, even your family, your background. You know, you're considered nice and sturdy and reliable, more or less, okay? On Sunday, August 1st, the Sun in Leo in your 4th house conjuncts Mercury in Leo in your 4th house. And on the same day, that Mercury in Leo also opposes Saturn in your 10th house of career. Okay, so we're back to the whole thing now. There could be something going on as far as having Saturn in your 10th house. A lot of times brings an awful lot of work and responsibility with a new position that you take at this time. It could even be with a completely new company, and maybe you didn't realize that it was going to be this way whenever you first took the job. So it is interfering in some way, it seems, with your family or your home life. Maybe you're not able to juggle both of these things right now, or maybe you have children and you don't have anyone to take care of them while you're at work, or maybe you had planned on working at home, or the opposite, working in the office or wherever it is that you do your work, and it's completely different. It's not what you thought it was going to be, something like that. So there could be a little bit of a problem there. But this Sun conjunct Mercury in your 4th house here is a bit of a like communication and an action by you or someone else, but it looks like it's more or less by you. So it looks like a remedy to something that I can see. It looks like you're finding some way around a little bit of a dilemma that may have occurred in your job, in your career, or something like that. So for Gemini, okay, on Thursday, July 29th, Mars in Leo in your, let's see here, 3rd house opposes Jupiter transiting in your 9th house of Aquarius. So these are both travel houses and communication houses, 3rd and 9th. Also media, okay, and internet. But as far as travel goes, having Mars in your 3rd house does make you want to get up and go, even if you're just moving around your own area. Usually it's not long distance travel, but it could be simply for the fact that you have Jupiter in your 9th house, and that is the natural ruler of the 9th house, and it does govern travel, okay? So maybe you had plans to travel locally, you know, just like a weekend or overnight or something like that, and then you put it on the back burner, the plans changed or something or other, or something changed, okay? So any kind of plans that you had, either for travel or some kind of, let's say, the written word that you may be doing right now. 9th house is publishing, 3rd house is just writing, period. Maybe you have written something and you were going to submit it for publication or do something with it, but you didn't do any of these things, okay? You had plans to do something or other, okay? And then you didn't do it, okay? In regards to even a communication, even contacting someone. And now with this transit coming along, you just throw all whatever to the wind, you know, and to do whatever it is that you feel will work, okay? You get this courage or second wind or something or other, and you do whatever is necessary in order to get in touch with someone that you've been trying to reach, or get something published or written, even if it's in just social media, or you may have suddenly the opportunity to travel when you had you thought that it was never going to happen, or you had figured you'd do it another time or whatever, but for some reason or other, a very spontaneous something or other could occur this day in your life, and it looks like if you take advantage of it, it will work out a lot better than you thought, okay? This opposition is the dumb luck opposition, okay? Mars opposed Jupiter. It means being in the right place at the right time, or doing the right action or the right move, you know, the timing of it all and stuff. So you know, it could be anywhere in your life. It's just that it's occurring in these 2 houses, so that's why I've mentioned all these things that I did. But it could be anything that pops up at this time, especially with Mars in your 3rd house of your everyday life, and contact with your siblings, your cousins, your neighbors. Something could even be going on in your neighborhood that you were unaware of, and then suddenly you just get up and go to it, okay? On Sunday, August 1st, the Sun in Leo in your 3rd house conjuncts Mercury, also in Leo in your 3rd house. And on the same day, Mercury in Leo opposes Saturn, transiting in your 9th house of Aquarius. So it's these 2 houses, okay, 3rd and 9th this week. And the Sun conjunct Mercury in your 3rd house definitely is some kind of major communication or travel, or just an awful lot of running around in your own neighborhood. But to me it looks like a conversation of some kind, and it could be a very serious one, considering Mercury is also opposing Saturn in your 9th house at this time. a serious, let's say, long distance communication. It could be in regards to family members, upcoming travel or plans or something like that. This is also a day where this is a phone call. Okay, this is the long distance phone call, more or less. And after hanging up, being on the phone a lot, contacting other people, I guess, to let them know, if it is family, you know, to let them know whatever has just taken place. It's also like mail, regular postal mail, email, text messages, any form of communication, even a voicemail. Okay, so this is like a pretty big day for news of some kind that could possibly be serious. Okay, for Cancer, on Thursday, July 29th, Mars in Leo in your second house opposes Jupiter in your 8th house of Aquarius. So these are the money houses. Having Mars in your second house of how you earn your money means that you're really active and energetic in doing just that, adding to your income, increasing it in some way, or even creating a new source of income. Having Jupiter in your 8th house of other people's resources and money means that, you know, because Jupiter just moved back here, so it wasn't here for like about 2 months, and so you might have missed it, might not have even noticed though, but now that it's back in your 8th house, you may notice that people are a lot more generous with you when it comes to whatever it is that they have that you need, or even if you don't need, they want to share whatever it is that they have with you. A lot of times it's just, you know, stuff. I always say equipment or something like that, but this is a money house, so it's also money. On this day, okay, Mars opposed Jupiter is the being in the right time at the being in the right place at the right time kind of transit, and it's by accident. It's called the dumb luck transit, even though it's an opposition. But Mars is the bold, aggressive planet that has the courage to do something that may seem kind of stupid. But it could actually work out for the best, and people may look at you like, boy, you're really lucky, you know, because you could have, whatever could have happened that didn't go your way. Because these are money houses, I'm going to tell you to play the lottery or gamble in some way or other, even if you just invest in something on this day and it doesn't have like an immediate return. Somewhere down the line, it more than likely will. Okay, on Sunday, August 1st, the Sun in Leo in your second house conjuncts Mercury, also in Leo in your second house, and on the same day, that Mercury in Leo, okay, opposes Saturn in Aquarius in your 8th house. So we're back to these two houses again, and that opposition from Mercury to Saturn in your 8th house just means that there's money on the line. I would have to say it's money. Okay, but how you're going to get it could be just a little bit of a problem. There may be, the 8th house is also the house of legacies and inheritances, insurance payouts, legal settlements, payouts. Okay, it's money coming to you. It's also the house of taxes, though. Could be like a tax return kind of thing. But it looks like you are getting, even if it's just news on this day, that you have money coming to you, or something that is due you, but there's just a slight problem possibly with trying to get it. Maybe it's delayed, or maybe there's some paperwork that has to be taken care of before you're able to receive it, or something or other. But I believe that it's not like a very big deal. I think it's probably something kind of small that you would have to do in order to get whatever it is that more than likely is coming your way. For Leo, on Thursday, July 29th, Mars in your first house in Leo opposes Jupiter in your 7th house of Aquarius. So this is like a really, really nice transit. Okay, I believe that Mars in your first house is going to make you very confident about doing something even just voicing your opinion or having some kind of conversation with a close friend or partner. That's what your 7th house is. Your business partner, romantic partner, or close friend. Or you're going to make some kind of move or some kind of change, and it could be a little bit of a risk. That's what this transit is. It's I call it the dumb luck transit, because a lot of times you may do something that seems kind of foolish, but it turns out like really, really well. And a lot of times also you are in the right place at the right time, or you make the right move at just the right moment. So it's a timing of something or other. But to me it looks like, you know, it's some kind of move that you're going to make with, you could just be leading them to believe something is happening, or that you are going to do something or other, you know, and not really, you know, even if it's one of those where you're trying to make someone jealous, or I really don't know, but it's some way or other that whatever it is that you do or even say, any kind of move right now, should work out really well. Okay, on Sunday, August 1st, the Sun in Leo in your 1st house conjuncts Mercury, also in Leo in your 1st house. And on the same day, Mercury in Leo, okay, opposes Saturn in Aquarius in your 7th house. So, whatever it was that maybe happened on Thursday, by the time Sunday rolls around, you know, if this involves someone else, maybe you're getting their feedback by now. The Sun conjunct Mercury makes you very, very talkative right now, wanting to hold an awful lot of conversations, contacting people by phone or even in person. But the Mercury opposed Saturn, Saturn in your 7th house, does kind of mean that it's a very serious conversation that you may be having with someone. You know, it could be anything. The 7th house isn't just partners. It's also the house of like contracts and legal matters, and minor legal matters. But it's like consulting experts on something, let's say like a lawyer or a doctor or something like that. So it's the house of open enemies too. And I've mentioned this before, you know, open enemies are just people that you don't get along with. It's also a competitor of sorts, you know. So if you are in business, it could be at the beginning, you know, on that Thursday, you make a move or something to lead your competitor to believe that you are going to do something with your business, make some kind of move or whatever. And, you know, that maybe it causes them to do something, okay, that is for your benefit, but they like jump the gun or whatever. It could be anything, but to me it looks like it could be a very serious conversation with a partner, okay, business or romantic. Okay, for Virgo, on Thursday, July 29th, Mars in Leo in your 12th house opposes Jupiter transiting in your 6th house of Aquarius. So having Mars in your 12th house right now, it's moving in on this very same day into your 1st house, okay, into Virgo. Mars moves here, but before it does, it makes this one last aspect, which is what I call the dumb luck transit. It means taking bold kind of moves or actions and having them work out the way you would want them to. People may think you're just like really lucky, like you know, you could do anything and it'll work the way you had planned it to. It's also timing, the timing of things, like being in the right place at the right time or making the right move at the right time. So you have Mars in your 12th house up until this point, okay, and this is usually actions taken by you or someone else in secret. A lot of times you're making preparations or doing something behind the scenes that you will either, if you want to, you know, you will expose to the world or everyone when Mars moves into your 1st house. But if you don't do that, it doesn't matter. You're still busy with some kind of project or other. And it could be like a real secret, or it could be just that you weren't telling everybody and their brother, about what's going on with you. Now the opposition to Jupiter in your 6th house of the workplace and the kind of work that you do, and even your co-workers, means that maybe you were doing something behind the scenes, let's say even in regards to work or the workplace, or even an assignment or something that you have. Even if you don't work at all, there's still something that you may have been doing that you weren't letting, let's say, someone who would like to know what you're up to. You just did whatever, okay? But it looks like it worked out really, really well, because now you're seeing the benefit of that in some way. There could be something, again, going on at work. And you could have done, usually what people do a lot of times when Mars is in their 12th house is they secure their position, because they know something or other is possibly coming up, and they need to make sure that they'll be able to handle it, or things will go their way, or the way they want them to. So it could actually be something like this, that you've been very busy behind the scenes in regards to the workplace, the company you work for, even a co-worker, your boss, anything like that. So whatever happens on this day, it just kind of reinforces the fact that you did do whatever you did, okay, in order to, like I said, protect yourself. Even worked, okay. On Sunday, August 1st, the Sun in Leo in your 12th house conjuncts Mercury, also in Leo in your 12th house. And on the very same day, Mercury in Leo, okay, opposes Saturn in Aquarius in your 6th house. So we still got this behind the scenes kind of stuff. This Sun conjunct Mercury means there's an awful lot of conversations going on in secret, confidences, a lot of things going on here. In fact, having Saturn in your 6th house does make the kind of work that you do a little bit harder, or the people that you have to work with. Even the company that you work for, there's a real oppressive kind of situation or setting, environment going on there. When Jupiter's here, it kind of mellows it out, and it's not as bad. But Jupiter was gone for a couple months. Now that it's back, though, okay, just moved back into Aquarius, so things will be better again. But whatever is going on here, you are finding out something possibly about your company, a co-worker, your boss, or the actual work, okay, that and it appears to be something fairly serious, okay. So you could be finding out a very serious secret, or somebody is taking you into their confidence and telling you something that's pretty big, but it's in regards to your job, or your company that you work for, whatever. Okay, for Libra, on Thursday, July 29th, Mars in Leo in your 11th house opposes Jupiter in your 5th house of Aquarius. So this is really, really nice. Okay, this is a very nice transit. It does give you an awful lot of confidence to do something risky. Having Jupiter in your 5th house of gambling and speculation kind of enhances that. Your 5th house is also the house of romance and creativity and children and a lot of things. But it's the house of drama and the arts, where you have Mars right now in your 11th house, Leo, your 11th house of friends and associates, and any kind of organization that you belong to. But it's where you would normally go to hang out, in your gang, your group of friends. It's also your house of dreams, hopes, and wishes. So you may really speculate on yourself right now. You may do something, let's say, creative. The 5th house is the house of drama. Maybe you'll audition or something for a film or a play, or do something or other, or even a band, become part of a band, or maybe you'll speculate and take a risk on romance. Maybe Libras aren't big on the first move with anything. Okay, somebody usually has to approach you. So maybe this is one of those rare times, though, where you're making the first move, which is like hell must have just frozen over, okay? Because you rarely do stuff like that unless you have like other planets, a lot of other kinds of planets in your sign. But Libras, they wait for stuff to come to them, which is not always a good thing. Okay, so this could be one of these times where you make a really big, bold move. Okay, now, back to speculating, though, I would tell you to play the lottery on this day or go to a casino or something like that. On Sunday, August 1st, the Sun in Leo in your 11th house conjuncts Mercury, also in Leo in your 11th house. And on the same day, Mercury in Leo opposes Saturn in Aquarius in your 5th house. So, there's a lot of talk going on here in your 11th house. Okay, having Mercury here and with the Sun conjunct, it means lots of conversations going on here between you and your friends, or you and social media. You're online or doing something or other, but a lot of back and forth communications. Okay, now the opposition to Saturn in your 5th house means that, something that maybe, let's say, if it is romance, or if it is a creative project or something or other, there's just a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? It won't work out the way you had exactly planned, but it's not like a very big deal. Okay, it's not like it's like someone's trying to figure out if they should take you seriously or not. It could be something like that, or somebody could start to, if they are taking you seriously, let's say as far as a creative project or something goes, they're like picking it apart, or even you apart, and like critiquing you or something or other. But it's a good thing, if you are going to put yourself out there, you have to kind of like be ready to take all the feedback, even if it isn't what you want to hear. Okay, so it could be something like that. Or as far as romance goes, maybe you could find out that this person is already involved with someone, but they're really interested in you too. So that could change everything. But there's all kinds of possibilities going on here. But remember, it's from your 11th house to your 5th house. And both of these houses are pretty much the houses of fun. Okay. For Scorpio, on Thursday, July 29th, Mars in Leo in your 10th house opposes Jupiter, transiting in your 4th house of Aquarius. So we have Mars in your 10th house of your career and outer persona, your public life, your personal and professional reputation, how you're known by reputation. Having Mars here makes you really want to go after a certain position that you would like to have. If it's in your career, it could be in your current job. Maybe there's a new position or promotion you would like. If you are self-employed, maybe there's a client, a really prestigious client that you would like to have. Or if you don't work at all, there's still some kind of, let's say, public recognition or award that you would like to have at this time. But you want that attention for some reason or other. Okay. Now, having Jupiter in your 4th house of your family, it's like a really nice placement here for your family life and your home life, your personal life even. But your 4th house is your home, more or less, where you actually live. And this transit is actually a very good transit, even though it's an opposition. It's called the dumb luck transit because it's being in the right place at the right time, or doing the dumbest thing ever, and having like a long shot, a Hail Mary pass, okay, and having it work, and when it shouldn't have, So whatever it is, it's between your career and your family. Okay, so maybe you might have to do something special within your career, but it will take you away from your family, or maybe you have to travel a little bit, or something or other, but it's not like a bad thing. Doesn't seem to be a very bad thing here. I would, though, speculate okay, because that's what this transit kind of makes you want to do. You could do, possibly, okay, do or say something publicly, even if it's on social media, okay, that gets an awful lot of attention, and you get the reaction that you wanted, even if what you say isn't necessarily true, okay. You can insinuate something and get all kinds of reaction to it, which was more than likely what you were looking for, which is why you said it or typed it, okay. On Sunday, August 1st, the Sun in Leo in your 10th house conjuncts Mercury in Leo in your 10th house. And also on this day, Mercury in Leo, okay, opposes Saturn in Aquarius in your 4th house. So you have all of this going on again in your 10th house, okay. If you were a public figure or a celebrity of any kind, this would be like a day where you would be interviewed or be spoken about or talked about or something or other, okay. Now this Mercury opposed Saturn just means that there's kind of a serious communication going on here between, let's say, like you and your family or you and your personal life. Scorpios are usually pretty quiet about their personal life, which is probably a very good thing. Most people probably should be that way. So this could be one of those times where you are, people are trying to get you to open up about your, I don't know, your background, your childhood or something, or your family or anything, you know. But it could be somebody maybe just a little bit maybe prying into your family life. You know, they see you publicly, or it could even be people that you work with. It could be a mentor or a boss even that is asking a lot of personal questions that more than likely don't have anything to do with your job, okay? And I would have to say you'd have to find a very nice way of telling them to mind their own business, okay? But having the Sun conjunct Mercury here, though, too, does mean that for whatever reason, you are more than likely being discussed publicly, okay? For Sagittarius, on Thursday, July 29th, Mars in Leo in your 9th house opposes Jupiter transiting in your 3rd house of Aquarius. So having Mars in your 9th house of travel and long-distance communication and long-distance travel even, publishing, media, the internet, all kinds of fun stuff. But you are the natural ruler of the 9th house, so you're the big explorer of the Zodiac, and having Mars here makes you a little bit more interested in doing just that. Even if you're not able to physically go anywhere right now, this would be the time that you would have, because Mars also moves on this day into your 10th house, so of career. So this is also the house of 9th house, also the house of knowledge. So you may have been preparing even for something that you're about ready to do career-wise, okay, or publicly. Your 10th house is your most public house, okay, but it is your career and it is your reputation, how you're known by reputation, professionally and personally. So just this one last aspect here before Mars moves to an opposition to Jupiter in your 3rd house of Aquarius, okay, and this is like a really good transit even though it's an opposition. So I call this the dumb luck transit, okay. It's doing or saying something or just being in the right place at the right time. It's all about timing kind of here. And it is sometimes even going overboard in some way or other. Mars gives you the confidence to make a move or to do something, and Jupiter just gives you the ability to expand your that move or whatever it is that you say. It reaches more people than it normally would, or has more of an impact possibly for you, because it's happening in the 3rd house of the written word, spoken word, major communication house. Both of these are, but the third house is like writing. Maybe if you have written something, a book or a play or screen thing, whatever, script or something or other, now would be the time to make a move with it. Okay, ninth house again is publishing. So if it's something that you want to do on your own, you would have to more or less check up on the copyright, or if there's something else to make sure you own it. You own the rights to whatever it is that you've written. Okay. As far as, it doesn't necessarily have to be the written word. It could be anything creative, but it's also just possibly even running into someone within your own neighborhood, your own area, just by chance, and having this person do something for you, like a huge favor that really isn't all that huge, but for you it is. It's a pretty big deal, or the way it affects you is. This could also, third house is also siblings and cousins. Maybe you have contact with them at this time, and they have news for you that's, I don't know, pretty big. But either way, it's it could be a communication, or even just regular postal mail or email, or hearing from someone totally out of the blue that just comes back into your life at the right time. So it's all about timing here, okay? So on Sunday, August 1st, the Sun in Leo in your ninth house conjuncts Mercury, also in Leo in your ninth house. And on the same day, Mercury in Leo in your ninth house opposes Saturn in Aquarius in your third house. So we're back to big time communication going on here, okay? Because the ninth house is long distance, I would have to say communication on this day comes from either another country, someone who lives in another country, or someone who lives kind of far from you. It could be a little bit serious, just due to the fact that this Mercury is also opposing Saturn in your third house of communications. This could be also regular postal mail or email or any form of communication, even a text message or voicemail or something. So it could be in regards to something that you may have to take care of. It could be a small legality. The ninth house is also legal matters and whatever, maybe something you have to clear up. But it's not like a very big deal. Okay, now the Sun conjunct Mercury, I will say this, if you are actually able to travel, even if you had been planning on going somewhere, then it was put on the back burner, then it came up again, the opportunity, then it's gone back and forth, back and forth. This may be the day that you actually get to leave on an adventure to go somewhere that you've been trying to get to. Okay? For Capricorn, on Thursday, July 29th, Mars in Leo in your 8th house opposes Jupiter transiting in your 2nd house of Aquarius. And this is a very nice transit. These are both the money houses. 2nd house where you have Jupiter wanting to expand your income. This is earned income, possibly bringing in a new source of income. You should see your income that was possibly drying up the past 2 months, or really hard, you know, hand to mouth kind of living, you know, now that Jupiter's back here, that should be alleviated a little bit anyways. It won't kick in right away. Jupiter just moved back into Aquarius, so give it some time, but you'll have money in your pocket again, or whatever. But anyways, this opposition is actually a very good transit. It's, I call it the dumb luck transit. It's being in the right place at the right time, making the right move, just out of the blind optimism, which is something like Capricorns aren't really known for. But it is kind of some kind of move that you may possibly make at this time. 8th house is other people's money and resources. Having Mars here means that actually it's money coming to you through means other than earning it. So you maybe do money even. That maybe there should have been money coming to you, but you had to wait. even if it's like unemployment, which is backed up here in Pennsylvania. So something like that, maybe whatever money that you were waiting on is finally released to you, but only because you were very persistent. You had to really go after it, and some kind of move that you make on this day, even if it seems threatening, gets it done. You know, it worked. You know, you could call someone's bluff even at this time if they are telling you they don't have it. Or this being the house of resources, maybe someone has something of yours that you want back, okay? And they could be, again, saying they don't have it, they don't know what happened to it, my dog ate it. I don't know, you know, people come up with the wildest excuses for why things can't happen. Okay, but this is a day of speculation for you when it comes to money and someone else's money or money coming to you, again, through means other than earning it. This is the house of legacies, inheritances, insurance, and legal settlement payouts. Okay, so we'll see what happens on this day. On Sunday, August 1st, the Sun in Leo in your 8th house conjuncts Mercury, also in Leo in your 8th house. And on the same day, Mercury in Leo in your 8th house opposes Saturn transiting in Aquarius in your 2nd house. So there's, again, something going on here with money that is coming to you or should be yours. If it's not money, it's again, resources, but I always say stuff like equipment or even cooperation from someone that you need their help. It's help coming to you in some way or other. But the opposition to Saturn in your 2nd house just makes it a little bit more serious. With Mercury involved, it seems like it's some kind of communication in regards to where your stuff is, where your money is, where whatever. Could be something kind of minor, though. To me, it looks like it might be paperwork that needs to be cleared up before your money is allowed to be released to you, or whatever it was, that if it wasn't money, it was a resource of some kind. But to me, it's just a minor thing. It doesn't look like a very big deal. For Aquarius, on Thursday, July 29th, Mars and Leo in your 7th house opposes Jupiter transiting in your 1st house of Aquarius. And this is like a very good transit. Even though it's an opposition, I call this the dumb luck transit. It is being in the right place at the right time, or doing the right thing, making the right move. The timing of it is perfect, and it seems like such a foolhardy kind of move, or stupid, you know, how could it possibly work? But it does. Okay, so it's something like this, you know, putting yourself really out there on a limb. Having Mars in your 7th house to begin with kind of makes 7th houses close relationships and partnerships. And these are romantic, business, or close friend kind of partnerships. So having Mars here makes these very people in your life, since Mars has been here, it actually moves this day into Virgo. So this should let up, but it makes people be kind of aggressive towards you. You know, your spouse or a romantic partner or a business partner. This is also the house of open enemies. And that means people that you do not get along with, and everyone knows it, including that person that you don't get along with. So it's not like a big secret or something. So these people have, over the past month or so, been kind of maybe aggressive towards you, very pushy, okay, or just pushing your buttons, trying to get you to act up. Okay, well, again, like I said, Mars is moving into Virgo, so you won't have to deal with it anymore, but it makes this one last transit. And you have Jupiter in your 1st house of yourself, of your personality, of just so many wonderful things, bringing a lot of opportunities into your life to try stuff you've always wanted to do, but it also expands your personality and makes you a lot more optimistic than you have been. And you may pull something kind of smart, you know, kind of funny even, on one of these people that I've been mentioning, one of these partner kind of people that works. You may call their bluff. You may lead them to believe that you're going to do this or that, and that causes them to act in a certain way, make a certain move. If it is a competitor, or if it is a business partner, even a romantic partner may feel that they may lose you, or that the relationship has gone south or something, whatever. But whatever you do on this day, or even say, or your attitude even, will get them to kind of, I believe, act the way you would like them to act. Okay, but again, it's a long shot, and it is a something that maybe necessarily wouldn't work out any other time. But this would be the day to try something like that. Okay, on Sunday, August 1st, the Sun in Leo in your 7th house conjuncts Mercury also in Leo in your 7th house. And on the same day, Mercury in Leo in your 7th house opposes Saturn transiting in Aquarius in your 1st house. So this is a very serious conversation going on here, it seems. Okay, some kind of conversation or communication, or even an arrangement or agreement, new agreement or arrangement in business, or with a romantic partner, or even a friend. You could have a friend that's been getting on your nerves, for a while. Maybe they've been, again, trying to push you into doing something, or make up your mind about this or that, or they want you to make some kind of move, do something, and you weren't up for it, or you were never going to do it, This could be the day that all is, this person finally realizes all of that. Okay, they may even realize the seriousness of maybe their aggressiveness towards you may have been, because it's not really something I think, it's not like it was really, pushy, but they shouldn't have done that. Okay, they shouldn't have done this to you, and this is that time where I believe that they're realizing something like that, because this Sun conjunct Mercury is a major conversation going on here within your partnerships. Okay, 7th house is also legal matters though too. Okay, minor legal matters, but it's having contact with someone like a lawyer or any other kind of consultant that you would go to for professional help in some way or other. So you could even get news or have an appointment or something like that on this day, where you get the information that you need. Okay, but the Mercury opposed Saturn, it just means that there's something kind of serious going on within that relationship that's being discussed. Okay. For Pisces, on Thursday, July 29th, Mars in Leo in your 6th house, okay, opposes Jupiter transiting in your 12th house of Aquarius. So having Mars in your 6th house of the workplace, the kind of work that you do, your company, the company you work for, your work schedule even has meant that there's a lot more, maybe an increase in your workload even. It's also the house of health, though, too, so having Mars here, it's moving on this day, though, into Virgo, so it just makes this one last aspect, and I call this aspect the dumb luck transit. Okay, Mars opposed Jupiter. Mars makes you, let's say with this transit, you are doing something, let's say, at work. Okay, in regards to your job, or someone that you work with, a coworker, or even a boss. You may be doing something like to lead them to believe that maybe you're going to leave the company, or you're doing something completely different. Maybe you're changing your schedule even. Maybe you're cutting your hours, or doing something or other. But the opposition to Jupiter in your 12th house of secrets, and having help behind the scenes from someone, having beneficial help, it's either monetary, or just someone that's there for you, to watch your back even, that you're, more or less gambling in a way at work, by leading people to believe that you are doing something, you're going to do something, and it will affect them in some way or other. Okay, so it will cause them, though, to react to you in more than likely the way you would want them to. That they would either stop doing something or start doing something that needs to be done while you're at work. Okay, as far as your health goes, makes you very physically energetic. So you could even be doing something that you wouldn't normally do. This is a risk-taking transit, okay? So you may, I don't know, take up some kind of sport or exercise or do something where you really overexert yourself or even overestimate your ability to do this very thing, but you're going to try it anyway because you feel that you're ready for it. You wouldn't really go out there on a limb, even figuratively or literally, if you didn't think you could do it. So you may do something that you really surprise not even everyone else, but even yourself physically, some kind of physical action or whatever it is that you do at this time. So it's a good transit, actually, but it's a little bit just being in the right place at the right time, making the right move, and getting the effect that you wanted from whatever it was that you said or did. Okay, on Sunday, August 1st, the Sun in Leo in your 6th house conjuncts Mercury, also in Leo in your 6th house. And also on this day, Mercury in Leo, okay, in your 6th house opposes Saturn in Aquarius in your 12th house. So all this stuff is going on, okay, at work. Okay, we'll say the workplace, okay? So some of this stuff is starting to get back to you, okay? The Sun conjunct Mercury is an awful lot of conversations, more than likely, going on with co-workers or even instructions or something in regards to assignments, your work schedule possibly. Maybe people are going on vacation and whatever. Everyone's schedules have to be arranged in order to fill in for that person while they're gone. So it's a pretty serious, though, conversation that you could have with somebody that's kind of secret. In fact, you could even find out something about a coworker or a boss or something about your company that you have to more or less be quiet about. It is a secret. That's where it's occurring, is your 12th house. I don't think you'll find out by accident. I think someone just is going to tell you something or other. Now, if you don't work at all, or if you're retired, the 6th house is also the house of service. And by service, I mean usually I call it the 50-50 thing, where someone you know needs help in some area or other, so they ask you to do whatever, a favor or something for them, and they do something for you in return, so you both benefit, and it's out of necessity because you more than likely need something done also. And around this time, it could be something very serious, maybe whatever it was that you were doing for them was kind of minor, wasn't like a really big deal, but all of a sudden you're in charge of, I don't know, taking care of their kids or them, or because something has happened to them or their family or something or other, and your role in their life as far as the favor goes has become an awful lot more burdensome on you, and it certainly wasn't what you had signed up for. It has completely changed, okay, and it has made it something pretty, I'd say important, but more than likely something that belongs, the responsibility belongs to someone else, like their family, or maybe they should be getting a caregiver or something or other, okay, but it's not you. You're not the person that's supposed to be doing this for them. So anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed their weekly forecast. Be sure to check out my monthly forecasts. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. Check out my Ask Me a Question section in the description below there. And there's also a link to my website if you would like to have your personal chart done. See you later. Goodbye.